Hello there YouTube, this is Sibbles and Bits back at it again, and today we are going to start playing Blueprints. Blueprints is a new... People have been calling it a roguelike, but in my opinion it's more of a board game oriented, air quotes, experience. Very similar to how, like, say, in a game like Inscription, there was a lot of secrets to unpack, a narrative, a hidden narrative, all that sort of, like, tons of hidden stuff to go find and interact with. And while you have the opportunity to do that, the game's keeping you occupied with, like, this card game. Blueprints seems to be pretty much the same idea, where we're going to be playing a board game, and it does have some roguelike elements, but for the most part, we're going to come across some puzzles, and then we're going to uncover more puzzles and secrets, which lead to more puzzles and more secrets. And that's about all I know about it, because I've been trying to stay away from it, because I want to experience the game. They used to have a demo out on their Steam store page. They took that down, probably because people found out that you could actually, like, play the entire game through the demo, allegedly. I don't know exactly what came out in 1.0, but if you like what you see, you can always check down in the description of the video down below to get to the Steam store page and pick it up for yourself. Quite honestly, I think that it's going for $30 US or your regional equivalent. I think that that's a bit steep, but I also admittedly don't know how much game there is here. I wasn't expecting that much, but I guess we'll see. Anyways, we'll let Sir Sinclair start us off here.
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S.
Okay, so for those of you who may not have been following my lingo videos, I understand that there's a lot of what I'm going to call expectation subverting in this game. I know the start of a couple of puzzles, assuming of course that the puzzles are the same from the demo. If you have anything to sort of help further progression, I would much rather you sort of give hints towards that direction instead of just outright stating, you know, doing X and Y in Z location is going to get you B. Hopefully that makes sense. So, assuming that this is exactly the same as the demo, first thing I'm going to do is leave. And up at the top left, you are going to notice that we have a step counter. I believe they explain this once we actually go in. We're just exploring our boundaries, right? Once we run out of steps, the day ends, and then we will have to start at a new day. And those steps go down anytime that we enter a room. Not a new room, enter a room. That doesn't leave. No typical horror game option of just turn around and leave. Due to the rules set forth in your great uncle's will, you are not allowed to stay in the estate overnight. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. You may call it a day at any time from the Blueprint menu tab. This can be accessed after picking up the blueprint in the entrance hall. So we have a 4-digit combination that we are looking for. Also, like, I am sort of like guessing due to the perspective, but we're probably like somewhere around 40% leg. We could easily like step over this, right? Like, why are we like this? Anyways, let's go back. We're gonna lose like a total of 5 steps. Just we're doing our little exploration there, but just I thought that it's a good idea to give you guys again an expectation immediately that there is stuff outside of the house and to be mindful of things like that as we're exploring this mansion. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy and hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume that you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you, nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought unto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate, and you may not stay overnight. Underline. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove as an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the success of the previous day. One final word of advice: do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond that any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads, abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck, Herberta Sinclair. Yes. Now I have the blueprints. We can press tab and take a look at it. So, as sort of alluded to in the letter, this is where our air quotes roguelike is coming into play. Each time that we enter this mansion, everything's going to be completely different, but it's not set out from the get-go. There are special rules in place, but whenever we go to a new room, we will draw a hand of cards, and those cards represent the rooms that we can then place down. We are currently in the entrance hall. There's 3 exits. That's also very important because obviously if we get rid of all of our dead ends, or we get rid of all of our exits and we only have dead ends, we end the day early. Our goal is to get into this antechamber and probably more than that. But as of right now, that is our goal, is to get to the antechamber. Each time you enter a room, you will lose 1 step. When you no longer have any left, you will be too tired to continue and must call it a day. Is there anything else in here? Doesn't look like it. Got a queen of diamonds. It is currently 8:40. That is not my actual time. Oh, 8:50, 8:51. Oh yeah, time is definitely going much faster here. Alright. We'll go ahead, we'll take a bedroom. Now, of course, it costs us a step to get in here, so we're not actually gaining like 2. So it's not possible for us to backtrack. Greetings from Reddington in red print. It's locked. Crowbar. Corridor is always left unlocked. Honestly, give me a hallway. Not sure that hallway's a good idea to split our forward progression here, because it could also stifle our forward progression here, and then we're reliant upon certain rooms to get through here. I think we might have actually just scuffed ourselves. But I also don't want to not have access to that corner room. Got a 4 of stars. That's actually quite helpful. June 15, 1983. What year is it? Out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epson, the West Wing will be closed until further notice. While the floor plans associated with this wing have not been removed from the pool, we ask that staff members refrain from drafting them during the period of this morning. Likewise, any blah 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 blah. So what is that, West Wing? We ask that staff not... Well, I'm going to go ahead and get some steps back. Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose peculiar personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house. I was beginning to expect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, though. I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciated that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. KL. Gem. Okay, we can shift to run slightly faster. Guessing lavatory is important for some reason. It's also a different color, but we're going to take the Nook and continue forward if we can. And we got a key. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down notes and observations. Yes, I already got a pad lying in wait. Also, why is beside the only word here that is not in capitals? So, if I was to take the parlor, I'd be heading up yet again. Commissary would require one of my gems. Nah, give me a parlor. It was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusion that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of the evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I mentioned that you had a rather singular parlor game that I had played some years back, involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with particulars of this game when I found the time, and I had included this letter with all the details you need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. One box can only display, at least one box will display false statements, and one box has a prize within. The other two are always empty. The gems are in this box. The gems are not in this box. The gems are not in the white box. They cannot all be true. However, if you are false, then you are also false, and you are true. But you being false would mean that you have the gems, which can't be the case. If you are true, and you are true, then you have to be false, which means that that could all still be the case, and it's in the blue box. Get owned. Okay, seems the different color of gems actually doesn't matter. Checking around for more stuff. My face when I construct an n-dimensional mansion. I like the idea of the spare room. The chapel isn't bad. We have no money to lose. I don't think that actually... You may draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. Meaning that we get a reroll? Doesn't seem bad either. Let's Make sure that we understand that. Each time you click a door, you will draw 3 floor plans from which you will be able to select one to draft. However, there are some items in rooms that allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. Would this be one such room? Is it possible to learn this power? The boudoir. Honestly, take the 2 gems and passageway me. Just gonna try and get as far as we possibly can. We seem to have an inordinate amount of steps remaining. Corridors always unlocked. That would get us to tier 6? Seems a little concerningly easy, does it not? Now we are going to want more keys because the deeper we go up in tiers, the higher the chance of locked doors. Some cash wouldn't be bad. Also, neither would the keys, but I really don't want to put that right here. So I'll take a pantry. Give me the money. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so that I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover the expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it on the pantry. Okay. So an apple gives 2. We need a new page. Alright, so pantry. Let's also add here possibly do not draft West Wing. Pantry. 50 steps. 5 bananas. 5 apples. 5 oranges. Apple equals 2. So then that's 10 total. Okay. I think we need the utility closet at some point. Let's take the chapel though. It's going to cost us a coin to enter here. Let's take a look around for any other goodies. It's locked. Also, did I see another... Oh no, I was just looking at this door from there. Okay. We also have some stained glass windows here. A baker. A farmer. A jockey. You know what? These have numbers. We should be writing these down. Chapel. You are... What are, like, that's a hoe, right? Oh my god, Betsy, can't you say that? No, the instrument is a hoe. So is she a gardener? So I'm gonna put gardener question mark? Hoe. Cause you can't say that! And we seem to have up to 7 here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 looks like a cleric, a paladin, a knight. Five is a maid. I'm just gonna have broom was on them. Okay, so that's what's actually what we're looking for. 2 is a baker. 3 is a farmer. 6 is a jockey. You are a chimney sweep. Okay. You're locked. You're not. You're also heading back. This room counts as 2 bedrooms. That does nothing by itself. If we had the nursery, then we would get steps for bedrooms. However, let's be honest, should probably also be, like, checking this place out. Just in case it has anything. Camp Colonel. The Vinsdale Mystery. They got an Atari. The turtle is a Vera. A radio. A stonks. Gerbil! Look at him go! Today is a good day because Simon is at camp and he is not as much fun as my friends. Wait, isn't that me? I'm Simon! I will not have to share my toys, and I will not have to share my room, and I will not have to share my snacks. Having a younger brother is not as much fun as they told me it would be, but today will be a good day because he is at camp. Herbie is mean and really stupid, and today is a good day because I threw away his airplane. Eh. Fuck you, Herbie. So wait, no. Am I Simon? Because Herbie would be Herbert Sinclair. Also, I had more fun at camp than he has had in his entire life. Bro, that's so true. Today is a good day because I got my brother in trouble for reading my private journal without my permission and writing mean things in it too. He also threw my model, airplane, in the bushes outside. But I got it back, and if he does it again, he will not get to go to the park on Friday, and I will make sure he gets no presents for his birthday. Okay, you're starting to get a little bit. It's no wonder that you live in a 42-room mansion by yourself with your, like, late wife. Bruh. I don't need any presents because I have my brother's book because he won't stop that's written incorrectly. Writing about me. And today is a good day because I know he cries when he can't find his book, even though he is older. He is a crybaby. Hell yeah. Today is a good day because today my brother returns from college and I finally get to return to him the book I took from him a long, long time ago. Hopefully you find it as hilarious as I do. I honestly have no idea how we survived sharing a room. All things being said, I wouldn't have it any other way. I still would rather have had a sister. Congrats on the diploma and welcome home, Simon. Oh my god. Dude, that is savage. So, there's a bit of a sibling rivalry going on. Can I get the top bunk? Alright, let's unlock this. We are now up at tier 7. I am honestly concerned of our overall prospects. I feel like if we do spare room, it's going to be locked. If we do security, we can't do security, actually. Can't do security, we have no gems. Like, I feel like putting closet here is a death sentence, because then we got to get a whole ton of straights up this way. We almost have to do spare room, or are we able to, we're not able to back out. Spare room, it's likely going to be locked. Man, been a while since I've used a good tape gun. Alright, so now we need to go right through the pantry. Then we just need to start doing some stuff. The rumpus room. Each day, a meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been reached. We haven't reached rank 8 yet. I honestly don't know of a better thing to put in there, though. We have no gems, and we must scream. That is boarded up because we put it up against a wall. Courtyard gem required. Oi. Storeroom would allow us to continue up, which would get us to rank 8, and then we could come down to the dining room and eat. The coin is kind of irrelevant because we're going to lose it going through the chapel anyways. Den's also just interesting. If I knew for certain I was going to get Den into storeroom, I would feel very good about that right here. And gem, key, coin. I debated not picking that up. Bird. Google, what does a fir tree look like? Okay. Okay, game. Dining hall, fur, fire. Is this storeroom? And sand. So is it the difference? Is it E and S? You have no paintings whatsoever. You have a lot of fucking paintings. We don't want to go there anyways right now. I don't know what the technical term for you is. It's tier, isn't it? Tier and tiger? Oh, I'm looking over at my, usually I keep track of how long I've been recording, and it just stopped recording. Hopefully that works out. Plane, planet. And this is the pantry. So the missing one there would be T. Okay, I'm gonna stop and re-record just to make sure that everything's okay. Okay, we're back. Everything's good. Interesting. Yeah, the clock that measures how long that we've been recording just decided to stop. Can I see the paintings from here? Doesn't look like it. I'm also not sure that there's any paintings here. I think the whole point is the stained glass. And if I was to assume that we're using like the first letter of each like profession here, that still wouldn't even make sense because there's like no vowels whatsoever. All right, well, let's keep going forward to the antechamber. Package will be delivered here the day after drafting this room. The boudoir. Boudoir seems best. Observatory. I'm not really keen on that. There was a ringing as we entered. I don't know what that's about. She's got a lot of shoes. It was Christmas once, and there's a safe behind. Wait, what the frick is that? Just that there's a safe wrapped up? There was a safe here? There was a safe here once. Okay. Well, it certainly doesn't seem like it's there now. I mean, oh, it's... And I don't know, what the... Any other context clues as to what to put on the safe? Do we try 1983? It's the only number that I, recall right now. Nope. Okay. Can't do anything with the phonograph. Take a look at this phonograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. Oh, Christ. I should have looked to see if there was any paintings in there. We are now poor. And we pretty much have to go to the drawing room. Okay. Do get a redraw though, so that's nice. Huh. Courtyard seems decent. Den also seems decent. There's my gem. At least all the clocks are the same time. Why is there so many clocks here? Something up with you? Something up with you? Looks like you got a keyhole there. Card and car. In the den. Well, meep meep bam. We have no keys. So if that's locked, that's locked. We could go down through passageway, which would require us to go through here again. Courtyard has a gem requirement. I'm not against that at this point. I should look to see how that was going to go. Yeah, it's just a straight path. Okay. You found a functioning metal detector. Greater chance of finding keys and money. Okay. Not seeing any portraits here. We need keys. We have a higher chance of finding keys. Let's just... Oh, items isn't necessarily resources. While drafting, you may use dice to reroll new floor plans. Well, closet, bride, and bridge. Difference is a G. Oh, that's the other item. Sleep mask. First time you enter each bedroom with sleep mask, gain 5 steps. L. So we are unfortunately done here. We have no keys and we must scream, which means we have to go all the way back over to the entrance hall. Yep, this way. First time we enter a bedroom. Is it each bedroom or just a bedroom? We are about to find out. Each bedroom. And we forgot to look at... So then what is this supposed to tell me? They're both cards. Whenever rooms would be spread throughout the house, they are placed in this room instead. I mean, it's got 2 openings, so I'll go for it. Nobody took any notes? Safe code? Safe code 9083, and I'm pretty sure that's for the boudoir. Thanks, buddy. After the meeting adjourns, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. Which I'm guessing is the boudoir. Could not be. Okay, so we have... So wait, are you a fir or pine? Because this would be pin and pine. Are you just a tree and I'm supposed to extrapolate this? I'm gonna guess that that's what it is, though. We don't have a lot of vowels as of right now. Spreading items. Some special rooms allow you to spread items throughout your house. When items are spread, they are immediately placed in several of the rooms currently on the estate. However, if you have a conference room, spread items are gathered in that room instead. Thank you. Oh, let's get this edge. We're edge maxing. 3. What is the relevance of red rooms? Anyways. I like the 3 gems, but we unfortunately don't really have any outlet to spend those gems. I think billiard room? Are you stag and tag? That's what I'm gonna guess. Which makes you an S. Okay, what the frick is going on here? Maths, we don't require darts to play. So what are we trying to do? Is it adding? 5 and 3 make 8. Plus, minus, multiply, divide. Okay. So then 14. That's 7. 2 times 5, 10. 15 minus 10 is 5. Times 3 is 15. Get fucked. An electronic key card opens electronically powered security doors. Okay. Let's get the East Wing Hall. Thank you, metal detector. Probably never would have seen that. So we have our key. We have 15 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We would barely be able to open the boudoir. Well, I mean, we could stop in bunk room, actually. Get another 5. It counts as 2 bedrooms. Does that give us 10? Okay, so we're 3 rooms from lethal. We can still explore. What's in the utility closet? Keycard entry. We have a keycard, so I don't know why we would want to turn that off. Toggling of breaker switches may result in unexpected loss of floor plan functionality. Please call DC Power if you require assistance. Gymnasium, darkroom, garage is off. Like, is there any reason why I shouldn't turn that on? Okay, so there's going to be some sort of puzzle with this thing. And I just shut off all air ventilation in the house. What do we got here? I honestly don't know what the frick this is. That's peas. So is that supposed to be past? That wouldn't make sense. Peak? P and peak? Possibly. Utility closets. P. Peek. Okay. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I honestly may have lethaled myself. But we can no longer explore unless for whatever reason we knew for a fact that we were going to get a bedroom. Which I suppose we can look, right? It was not. Draft the security room. Okay. West wing is plain and plan. God, I can't remember if we went into guest bedroom. I believe we did. Because if we go in there and we already have, we're done. So I'm just making sure that I'm going the right way. Actually, I suppose we could have checked out dining room. If apples give us steps, then the meal probably gives us steps, but it's a bit late for that now. It counts as 2 rooms. It did count twice. Okay. With that said, we're already poor. Let's go frickin' check out the dining room. Fish. Today's main course is lemon glazed salmon, charbroiled Cajun spice salmon, lemon butter sauce served over spinach leaf. Down in the comments, would you eat that? Plus 20 steps, plus an additional 10 if you have an aquarium. We will have dinner. Suppose the idea was is that we can then come back if we also had the aquarium later. Interesting. We already got you. This counts as a bedroom? Okay. It was 9083. You must not be the office safe, which makes sense. 9083. Okay. Fair enough. Crown and Crow. In the boudoir. We really need keys. Keys for sale, but it's a... Okay, if we get the maid's chambers, we are less likely to find items laying around your house. However, this puts us to the end chamber. And Let's be honest. We're kind of out anyways. Unless, of course, we could take locksmith here, go all the way back over to the den, but we have no money to buy the keys. Okay. Okay, game. Guess we're pretty much accepting lethal at this point. Not much else we can do. Um, Mia. What is house and hose? Oh my god, bitch, you can't say that. It's May Chambers? Maid's name is Milla? Question mark? And then we got hose and house. Where are you? It's the only Nani we haven't seen today. Or that we've seen. There's, nothing in here, my dude. And we cannot enter the antechamber. Beep, bop, beep, bap. Alright, it's time to run all the way back. Oh, did that count as a bedroom too? Because we have like a ton of steps now. Oh, Jesus, why did I think it was here? It's no matter. I mean, we're pretty much locked up unless we find a way to make money or tons of keys. So, ain't nothing. Let's give us another 2 steps. Wait, we actually don't have... Oh, we haven't been in security. Oh, that's kind of cute. It's technically still tracking me in here. Blue memos equal true. Red memos equal... And the safe code was a red memo. Blue memos... True. Memos equal lies, Leonard. Do not believe his lies. I found a nickel. Effective first week of December, payroll for all live out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. As your attendance will no longer be registered at morning call, it is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out at one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed, as always, to our house manager, Miss Babbage. And then terminal password starts with an S. Okay, so immediately I'm starting to think about stuff here. So, great-granduncle has his n-dimensional house. He got a diploma. He apparently has friends, air quotes, but I don't know, there doesn't really seem to be much mention of that. Generally, when a little kid says that he has friends and does not have friends, it's usually ghosts, right? You know, some poltergeist shit. He, again, got a diploma. There's a laboratory in here. I don't know. Look, I'm guessing ghosts. I'm guessing afterlife. Bath and bat. So, security. I can probably at this point stop writing both of these. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers no longer required to grant entry. That is a false statement. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked as you progress north. Bro, your coffee looks fucked. And I guess that's like all we got, unless I can do something with, I can. Can't log into the network. View estate inventory. The following is a detailed list of the items currently in the house that have not yet been collected. There's one trunk, that's true. It was in the bedroom. And 2 gems available. Somewhere. Well, gems don't really help us. So. Keycard system. Security doors are doors within the estate that can only be unlocked via an electronic keycard. The keycard system is currently operational. We can set level. If we are offline, I want to be unlocked. This mode determines the default setting of the security doors will be set to if power is lost during a blackout. As a general safety rule, offline mode should be set to unlocked if any staff are working in the estate. Well, sucks to suck, I guess. Set security level. Determines the amount of security keycard security doors that will be deployed upon your estate. Example, you should expect to see 1 or 2 security doors with a low setting, 5 or 6 with a high. There's obviously a reason why we would want a high setting. My guess, with how I understand the game as it is that probably certain doors need, or certain rooms can only be drafted from security doors. And I guess that's it. We don't really have anything else to do. Guess what I could do is check that left side and just make sure that I have all the paintings. Well, what are you? Diamond, spade, queen, card. I don't freaking know. Pray and pry? In the bedroom? That's another vowel. Stars and stairs in the hallway. It's another vowel. What the heck is this? Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. That's a lie. So, doors in west wing, less likely to be locked. Noted. This was plan and plain. Did I get one for the guest bedroom? I don't have one here. That is flan and sand? No? That's flan, dude. Maybe I don't understand this rule. I've just been writing all this stuff, half a page. Maybe you. You're nothing. Okay. So we know that that's not necessarily sand, because the tree was theoretically both fir and pine. So what's another, like, dune? So then what's that on the left? Dessert and desert. You idiot. Oh, we should check the bunk bedroom while we're here too. Just do S. Yeah, we should be able to get to that. The nook is a crow and row. So it's C. I guess going back and also looking to see which of these sons bitches are red notes. Tier and tie in the parlor. no idea what's going on here because there's so many frickin'. Will I be able to get to the... I will not be able to get to the bunk room if I go to the den. So we won't. Unless we can somehow... I know you actually have... Oh, we already got den, you stupid. I guess his friend could have been a gerbil. Oh! Look at him! Anyways, graph? Chart and cart. Okay. Suppose I also should have taken better notes on what the note in security said regarding the antechamber being unlocked, because that's probably a double false statement, meaning that the fact that it is locked and then it said that you needed access to whatever the frick it was in order to access it, or would no longer need access. That's probably something that we need to pay more attention to. But it's time to call it a night. You've used all your steps and must now call it a day. You have pushed yourself to the very edge of exhaustion and must now return to your campsite to get some rest. The house might be a little different. Okay. Prosaic Inn. I know that this changes. I wonder if that's like stating what we did. 6 bedrooms. Why would you list that? Why would you list that? Anyways, we are probably going to call this a video here. I'm going to make another video immediately after this one. So if you're watching this today, just keep an eye out and look for another one. But yeah, I think it's very basic right now. But I know that there is more, like, air quotes, escape room, like not escape room obviously, because that's not what we're doing. But the stuff that we're collecting will eventually make sense once the puzzles become clear. And thankfully we were actually able to get quite a bit of that on our first run. But right now it honestly, I'll tell you right now, it feels a little basic, right? It feels like we're playing the game, as in the board game, Get to the Antechamber. And we did actually manage to get to there and managed to find out, okay, there's a little bit more to getting to the antechamber than just physically getting to the antechamber. We figured out how some rooms work. It's pretty good. And is this like a little cute thing because we have 6 bedrooms and that's the most notable thing that we got right here? I don't know. Anyways, hopefully the video was I usually say like educational, but it was probably not educational. I don't know if this is one of those types of games. We will eventually be solving puzzles, but hopefully it was entertaining or gave you a good idea of like, oh yeah, I would be interested in playing this. If you ended up picking up the game due to this video, just leave a comment down in the description below, or like, you know, leave a like. Both of those you know, help my algorithm out a little bit. But Otherwise, if you have any feedback for me, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to put those down in the comments below. And until next time, we will catch you guys around.